This series was co-produced with HMP Berwyn and funded by the National Lottery Community Fund.
Hello, welcome to the Recovery Hub podcast by Eternal Media. In this episode, you're going to hear a conversation that took place in the Recovery Factory in Berwyn Prison. This episode features me, Manney, along with 3 of the prisoners at that time. In this episode, we gained a perspective of the prisoners' journeys through addiction, then into attempts of recovery, looking at what recovery is like in a prison environment and how we can help offer them more avenues into recovery. So into the conversation we go.
My version of recovery, it was based in stages. I'd take each day as it come, but each day that passed, I'd tell myself I'm a day closer to getting back to me. So I'd persevere with it, and that was my motivation. I'm not gonna lie, I self-medicated, because how my detox was done, it was done illegally. I got stopped, my medication just got stopped, whereas I should have been reduced. So I had to self-medicate to help me on a recovery path. I'm still not recovered, because I think in addiction, I don't think you ever recovered. It's just something that you come to live with and accept. Whereas when you're battling the demons and things like that, like I was, it's not as easy to accept. You try telling yourself that you're not an addict, or you've not got this problem, or my addiction stemmed from my little girl passing away. I was only 23. I was still learning about myself, and then to have to face that, as she was only 2, and I'd rather if someone had just put a bullet to the side of my head, because you can't, that pain and that, no one can ever understand until they've been in that. So I found myself in the wrong place at the wrong time. I went to see my auntie who's an addict, and I purely went right for someone to talk to and have a brew, but she was sat smoking drugs, and I was upset and that lot, and I said to her, how does that make you feel? And she was smoking heroin, and I'll never forget the words that she said, and it was, wraps you up in cotton wool and makes you forget about your problems. And the biggest problem I had at that time was the loss of my little girl, and I thought that's just what I need. And it went from there, and for a short time it did suppress that pain and not coming to terms with what had happened. I tried to make myself numb. So before I knew it, it worked for what I needed it to work for, and then the addiction came because it had hold of me. So I had to go to rehab to get clean. I went to a place in Preston called Salus Widman Hall, residential rehab. Cost 70 grand. A lot of money and time away from my family went into it. So opiate wise, I am now, I think, 4 years clean of opiates. But I as a safety net, I went on the Buvidal injection, and if that had been out 10 years ago, I wouldn't have done as much jail as I've done. But I got recalled for missing an appointment. I come into custody here, and the doctor stopped my medication, saying that they were sedatives, but he wanted to give me methadone. And I said, methadone's a sedative, that's an opiate substitute. Mine's an opiate blocker. And that's what, but Sarah, the officer who was in the room with us over there, she saved my life. I ended up with fentanyl in my system. So I self-medicated, and I didn't know that fentanyl, and I'd done what it did to me, and it killed me. So anyway, yeah, my addiction stemmed from the loss of my little girl.
Did you take drugs before?
Smoked weed and had a bit of cocaine, but I never touched heroin or crack.
We think addiction, it's got, because we're looking back at it, we say addiction is what it's done to us all our life. It's a negative thing, and it's class A's and things that get us in really bad predicaments. But leading up to you losing your daughter, we're probably signed to that, but just because we couldn't put a label on it as addiction, because we know what addiction is now, don't we?
Yeah, we
Because
do
of all
know.
the jail that we've done
Yeah.
and all, you know, all the negative consequences where it took us. But back then, we didn't know what addiction was. But were there signs of you being an addict before then?
No.
Do you not think so?
No, we did
Because-
addicted to sport.
No, I know what you say, right? Because you think, right, I weren't addicted to heroin then. To me, addiction's like heroin. Right? You need it, physically need it,
I
yeah?
was a
And then it's the lifestyle.
casual social user, so if I went out on a Saturday, I'd buy a gram of sniff.
So you didn't drink, you didn't get pissed up going to
Yeah.
fighting with...
No.
None of that.
My school was quite good.
What?
I went to an all-boys Catholic school. Don't get me wrong, I got into little scrapes like you do anywhere growing up. I'm far from an angel, but in terms of growing up, I ate, slept and drank football. Did an injury with my knee, and then I started to see women start where I'd be going training 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
Then 4 nights a week now with me going out mixing with my mates and chilling on the estate and mixing about and that, smoking a split. So I didn't have my first cigarette till I was 19, and I still felt like I was being naughty. My mum put 10 fags in my hand.
When did you start smoking?
19.
This is your 19th, I think.
She bought me 10. Remember Goldmark?
Yeah.
She bought me 10 Goldmark and went, hold your hand out. And when I rolled my hand out, she put 10 cigs in me and I went, oh, what are they for? She went, you're my son. I'd rather you did it in front of me than behind my back. And I felt like 19-year-old, I felt like I was naughty. I felt like I'd done something wrong. So then starting going out, mixing and socialising, meeting new circle of friends and all that lot, and then meeting up again at the weekends, work all week. I'd buy a gram of sniff, and I thought that I was in control. I could control that side of things. It was just the death of my daughter, but I didn't know that through suppressing everything that I dealt that was coming at me, I was blocking it off and suppressing it. I'd shut part of my brain down that deals with trauma. So I had to have a forensic psychologist. She come in and assess me, and I got diagnosed with PTSD, trauma related, bipolar, and EUPD, which is emotionally unstable personality disorder. But they all tie in with drug addiction. The traits of drug addiction. If you speak to somebody that has took drugs all their lives, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Like, I've been diagnosed. Because we mask things and we become the ultimate manipulators, because our core thing of the day is to get you fixed for drugs. So about 4.5 years ago now, I had a serious attempt to take my life. My sister found me hanging, and when I woke up in a trauma unit at Oldham Hospital in ICU. And I had my mum on one side, my dad on the other side of the bed, and my sister was stroking my leg. And when I woke up, I couldn't talk because I damaged my voice box. I was lying on this backboard with my head strapped to it, and I remember breaking down crying, thinking, nah, I've had enough of this chasing heroin and crack. And the first thing I did when I got released from hospital is I went to Turning Point in Oldham, which is the drug treatment service, and I said, look, I want to go into a rehab. I need to go and get myself sorted. And it was the best thing I did, because it was going to go 2 ways, and I'd have ended up killing myself because I weren't strong enough to face what I'd suppressed and go into
Brand new feelings are coming up, you know.
Yeah.
And you never lost anyone up to that point, have you? That close, yeah. So then what's this? What's these mad feelings that I'm feeling? So you need someone to try and fix that, and you think, well, you try anything. So when it was suggested to you by your auntie or wherever you were,
thinking it's all right, your auntie.
Yeah. So you don't realise what steep slope that is, especially with heroin, with hardcore drugs. So then once you go into that, it then becomes, it's not, so just having that takes you out of it just there for a minute, but then eventually the addiction becomes all. It's like
It's your life.
yeah. The 24 hours might be an hour of that is taking the drugs, yeah. But the addiction, believe it or not, is everything. It's the getting up, it's the rattling, it's the chasing it, the acquiring it, the getting people to take it with.
Yeah.
And then over time that becomes your way of life.
It becomes a job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It becomes
And it takes you out of the situation, and not necessarily just right. So when you say, you know, you've got a broken heart, whatever it is you're feeling, actually taking them drugs, it's still there behind it, but it's taking up the time and stopping you thinking about it. So you're going out, finding a graph, right? So that's got all your attentions on that graph. You're not thinking about what it is that you're trying to master, yeah? You're not thinking about that. So then you're elated, you know, you're buzzing, oh yeah, I've got money, right? So then you go and finding someone to sell it to, you go and finding someone to score with, to take it with. That is just masking it all. So you've not dealt with that, and by the time you're going sitting down and having your drugs, you forgot about what it is.
Why you
yeah. And then over time, it becomes such a way of life. You're conditioned to that way of life. So you go to jail, right, and then you get out of jail, and then
jail clean, clean, go
back out. You think, oh yeah, and then you're going back to the people that you've been associated with for so long that it's become your way of life. So
get out that there, or I just have one because I'm in control of it.
You don't know any different. It's like you're going back to the same environment, the same area, with the same associates, the same friends, the same people. And what do you do? Oh, I'm clean. So it's about time, and it's about occupying that time.
It's filling that void.
What's the void?
Become your core focus every day, waking up. Your routine, but you probably wouldn't even go and get a wash.
Yeah.
You straight dress, go to the chemist, make sure you've got your script. You bump into people at the chemist that are users. Instead of going home, you before you know it, half an hour's gone, you're sat in someone's living room smoking gear and crack, you know. And I'm not I'm not slating people here or anything like that, but I wasn't brought up to take drugs.
Well, you're right. You know? It's not slating. It's like we know better.
I wasn't around it growing up or anything like that, but the rehab, it taught me new skills into facing things. It was hard, probably one of the hardest things I've had to do, going through that detox and that, waking up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning because your lactic acid's built up in your legs and you can't sleep. They taught me things that people that are in the job who haven't worn that t-shirt, you know, you need someone who's been there and
lived the experience.
Yeah, their awareness, and like someone that can relate with you and think that you're not on your own, because addiction, your method of thinking is totally off the scale. It's so far off the scale that you were thinking a microdot of your previous past. But I got recalled, I missed an appointment, I've been stable mentally. My drug addiction was in control. I was on a script. It opened up doors for me to get a job, seek a property, started putting in for my driving lessons, and I got recalled for missing one appointment. Ends up here, the doctor takes me off my medication, and I was walking around for 7 weeks with my mask on, pretending everything was alright, and I weren't. I was dying, I was breaking. Got like Convier, who I've known for a few years, he'd come up to me, Pad, come on, let's get you on the yard, you know, pull you, snap out of it, and, you know, and I know he only had my best interest at heart, but addiction can lead you to become so selfish, and I isolated myself from everyone on the wing, and I went from 99 kilo in weight down to 78 in the space of 2 months. And I wouldn't know where I'd be now if it were for some of the lads on the wing. Conde, his pad mate Stephen, he's one of my mates who I've known a while. You meet some good lads in prison, some lads that you wouldn't even think of meeting out there in the community, you know what I mean? But it's always good to get somebody else's view or opinion, so that then you know that you're not on your own.
because you're in the picture, so you can't even see the picture, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm looking in on you, I can see the bigger picture,
Yeah.
and I might tell it you with like tough love, but coming from the right place, I'm saying, "Oh, wake up!" But sometimes you have to. You know what? You have to have laws before you can have a high.
Yeah, you've got to
We're all
experience
searching.
them.
We're all searching for highs, yeah. We're all searching for pleasure, and you can't have it unless you've had a law. So that's why it becomes part of the addiction. So when you're searching out the drugs to get high, the law is part of it. The waking up rattling is part of the buzz, even though you don't think it, because you can't experience a high unless you've had the opposite to take everything. You know what I mean? So that's when it comes up.
Perfect example of drugs is like the detox side of things or the rattling side of things is you've gone to bed at night, you woke up in the morning, you're rattling, you go and score, but before you even touch them drugs, the minute it's in your hand, you stop rattling. It's like,
Psychological.
you know, if that's all it took. But yeah, Sarah, who's the officer who's in here, and my heart completely stopped. She was on first response that day. I'd never even met her in my life, and then about 6 weeks back, I asked her to look at my if I was eligible for my enhanced stairs. So when she's on the computer looking, she said to me, "Isn't it mad how we met, John McGee?" And I went, "What?" I said, "What are you on about?" She went, "When your heart stopped beating, it was me that was working on you." You know, and so I bought her a card as a thank you card, you know. And before we started this little podcast thing, I spoke to her in that room and I said, with what happened to me that day, did that also help you in case something like that happened to another inmate in future? And she said, yeah. So everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? But my way of recovery is to be happy in myself, to be content with what I've got, and to be aware of my triggers and my feelings and my thoughts. You know, there's telltale signs in my body when I'm struggling. I'll pull up my hair, you know, little things like that are triggered, that they're telling me that something's wrong. So some officers like Zara give me that confidence to speak up, because I'm IPP. You get scared of saying things in case you think the parole board are going to look at it as a negative thing and keep you in prison. So you walk around and thinking, well, everything's all right, but really it isn't. But Sarah give me that confidence to be able to approach an officer. You know, it's like cons and officers, it's like cops and robbers, isn't it?
Life's just plodding on, right? And we just think it has to be
All glory.
yeah, it has to be pleasurable all the time, right? So because we've been at it, I've been at it for 30 years, so it's my conditioned response is to go what I've been doing all my life, and which is to go and seek out drugs, go and seek out something external from me to fix something that's inside. It's not even necessarily just the drugs, it's the whole lifestyle, it's the way of life, it's the graft, it's the people you're with, and it's so somehow to get out of it, I've got to find a different way of living, because the past 30 years, this is all I know. And
Not worked.
Yeah, and so 32 years I've been doing this, and it's only for 17 years that I weren't. That's the first 17 years of my life. So my years in addiction, in jail, in crime, outweigh normal life, so to speak. Right? So I've got to learn a different way of life. The only way I think I can do that is by going to rehab.
You know, you stop starts and using.
Yeah.
If you add it up, the times that you have used, if you put it all together, how many years would you say it is?
Right, so I started, let's say heroin, hard drugs at 17. I'm now 49 in a few weeks. So you're talking 32 years of addiction, but all the times you come into prison, not taking hard drugs, obviously, not your methadone, that.
The actual drug.
Do you know what exactly? It's like in a 24-hour period. Let's say in a week period, you're out there, yeah. You're going out, you're doing your grafts, you're getting your drugs. The taking of it wouldn't even fill a day.
Yeah.
the week of getting it and all that's part of the addiction, isn't it?
If I had it mine up like the stop and starting, but the times that I've started and then been recalled to prison for a bit, it's about 3-4 years. So I haven't been using that long in terms of like Condi, you know, or the other man who's out there. I haven't been using it as long, but that doesn't make me any better than
No, I want to do
or
it. No.
vice versa.
You to me, you're not different. Like you're just exactly the same typical addict,
Yeah.
like us. Penguin,
Well,
what do you think? Where's your?
I don't know, cause like I'm going through the recovery now, like because I've always been in the mindset of drugs are fun. Like I've never taken heroin or like class A's. I've always been just a pure weed kind of guy.
Yeah.
Once or twice I've probably taken Meow and Fet.
Party drug.
Yeah. And but it's like only the last like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks now that I basically had our epiphany sort of, I say.
Light bulb.
Yeah, the light bulb moment. Like, because of debts, and it's like, I just couldn't seem to get out of them. Like, I'd have debts for like 6-7 weeks in a head. Then when I get to 2...
Addiction.
You mean with your spice?
Yeah.
Is that what you?
That's what my drug of choice is nowadays. And I get to like the last 2 weeks of paying the debt, and for some reason, this in my head it would just say, get more, because you've worked your way down, build back up.
Comes a norm.
Yeah, and like my light bulb moment was saying to myself, because everyone had tried saying to me, like officers, fellow prisoners, SMS workers, they'd all said about the drugs, it's not good and all that, and like it would go in, but like 10 minutes later it'd just go out, so it'd be like...
Yeah.
And,
It doesn't help though when you're mixing with people that are doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a big wake-up call for me was when I was on the drugs and out in the community. I'd go and buy knocked off goods, like from Berwyn Road in Manchester. I'd go and get some cheap Manney aftershaves and that, and I'd run to a shop and ask them to put a price tag on it for me, like $59.99, you know, like it looked real. And then I'd go in a pub and sell it. But I was going to all the pubs in Oldham where I live, and I went in this one pub this one day, and I used to go to this woman religiously. And I said, here, I've got this, I've opened this bag up her shoulder, and she went, can't buy anything. I went, eh? My dad had been round to all the pubs and said, any of you buy anything off my son? He said, I want to brief. He said, you supplied in funding his drug habit. And I pulled my dad up and I said, you doing well now telling everyone not to buy things off me? You bet, what, do you not see that as a good thing? And I called him, swore at him, I called him some nasty names. Looking back, all he was trying to do was be a dad. And he was trying to, if I weren't helping myself, he was trying to help me, you know what I mean? So I still hold them words that I called him. When I think about it now, it still hurts me. You know, it's still like when all he was trying to do, I'm his only son.
That's a big thing, you know, that not forgiving yourself, holding on to like even resentment that's for yourself. We use drugs on that, and makes us feel shit. And then,
But that's it. I've just used drugs because I feel shit because of, you know.
It's just a massive vicious circle.
But yeah, everyone that when I look back now and I look at what my family was trying to do for me, because drugs made me so fucking selfish and self-centered. I even had a kid, and I thought I was being a brilliant dad, and I weren't, because I was waking up in the morning and instead of fucking making a bottle for the baby, I was out grafting trying to make money.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, I can't function and be a dad if I can't take drugs, because I'm rattling. You know, it's vicious and...
Yeah, it's psychic. It gives and takes away. It's like through long-term drug abuse, you lose your confidence, you lose your self-esteem.
Yeah, it's your self-worth fucking disappears.
So then, so you come to hell with it, clean, you sort yourself out, you get out, you're looking fresh, right? But something's still missing, and it's that confidence that before you just take drugs, you used to have your confidence there.
Yeah.
And then you take drugs, it takes it up. But then when you're off drugs, and even when you're clean, it still feels like it's underneath there. So you get out, you think, oh, well, I'm gonna go meet a bird. Oh, I'll take some drugs. I'll get high, give myself some false confidence. So then you're back into that again. So that's what I'm saying. So after 30 years of doing this, to get back to being myself before I used to take drugs, it's going to be a hell of a long process, and I think it can only be achieved by either going through rehab, well, only going through rehab.
You've got to want it.
Yeah, got to set up a totally new way of life. It's like, but it's same myself out in my area, go through rehab, and it might not be as much as to get the skills, but I need the people in going through recovery to help me set up home somewhere else, a new set of friends, new social circle, fill my time in. Because if you get out clean like that, and say, you're in an hospital, or, you've no license, whatever, and you're clean, and you've got all the intentions of staying clean, but you're in the same area.
Yeah.
Well, you're going back to the same. Eventually you're going to go back to the same people, right? Because you don't know what to do. You're bored, so you've got to fill your time.
Yeah.
Or let's say you go to a new town. So I go to a new town, right? Set up, no license, start afresh, right? But because I've isolated myself, because that's technically what I've done, what do? What do I just go to the pub and sit myself in a corner with some people and go, all right, mate? No, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? But imagine doing that. But you can, in addiction, you can go to a street corner and see someone who's scoring and go, yeah, mate, your mate's within 5 minutes.
Tell you another thing, Condy, yeah? My dad, because of my drug, the times when I was abusing drugs and the circle of friends that I had, now that I'm clean, my dad, if I've got new friends, my dad will say, you drug it.
Yeah.
You drug it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, Dad, you can't tarnish everyone with that same brush. Just because I've got friends, it doesn't mean that he takes coke when he's smoking weed, or he's on whiz.
Even before they've asked that question, I'm saying, nobody's saying this one. He's different. He's like, is it? It's shit. He's like, it's shit. Because he's always about.
The pain that addiction caused me and my family is enough for me to never ever want to go back down that road again. I mean, coming here, the doctor offered me methadone. I knocked it back, and I done it hard. It took me a good few weeks to kind of start getting back to me. I'm probably running on about 75, 80% back to me, and I know that for as long as I'm alive, I'm still going to have to work on recovery. I'm still going to have to wake up. I think this is another day clean of Class A's or...
Have you read that on a laptop about Eckhart Tolle? Eckhart Tolle, Have you not seen it? The Power of Now. And he said that one day he woke up and said, I'm not feeling myself. And with that statement, I am not feeling myself. It's like there's two people there. One's the false ego. I am not feeling myself. So there's the myself and the I am. Yeah. So what you said then about till I get back to myself.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to be before I get back to myself. It's like through the years of drug abuse and this way of life in prison and all that, the false ego has kind of overtook us. We put on masks, don't we, when we come in jail. We put on all these masks, these fronts, because you don't ever seem to be weak. It takes a little bit out of you. Each time I get out of jail, I've left a little piece of me behind, or I left a little piece of me at the gate when I came in. I know I'm not myself that I was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I tell myself that. Sometimes I beat myself up over it, thinking, if I hadn't have done this, if I haven't have done that, I can't change it. I can only do what's happening now.
So what do we do? What do we do after this? Right, so you get clean, what do you do?
Oh, it's about enjoying life, innit? Finding something to fill them voids.
I think that, for me, Mark, is the problem. Thinking that I've got to be enjoying every moment.
You don't have to be enjoying it, but for me, I've said it a few times, or for the first time in a long time, through what I went with Claire, it's made me thick-skinned, and I'm thick-skinned, but kind of happy in myself. I'm content with the way I am. You know, I don't need to be better, and I definitely don't need to lower myself. I'm going with the flow, and at the minute, I'm doing all right. You know, at the minute, I'm in a prison environment, so I can only focus on a prison environment. I could try and put things in place for when I do get released, but I can't think about release at the minute because I don't know when that's going to be.
This has become normal for us, though.
Yeah,
Prison.
yeah, become accustomed to the environment and the routine, and
Yeah.
you know, what sat in the pad, no regime, so we're banged up all day. Happens a lot in this jail.
Yeah.
What do you do after you watch the film and you chill for 2 hours after watching the film? What do? I get up, sweep, mop the pad, I do my toilet, I do my sink, I make sure the sides all wiped out. You know, I do little things just to keep my mind
Routine.
instead of having my thoughts at that wall and back.
I'll probably read. I think I'll read, mate.
You know what I mean? I can't read. I could picture read, but I'm not a book person. You know, and it's,
You mean you can read? You're not got. You
yeah.
got the. Just not.
I don't have the patience to read a book, get into a book. My imagination. You know, when you read a book and you're reading a book, your imagination helps you to read the story, doesn't it? I can't.
I know what you're saying. There's people who are visual. We're taking information in different ways, and I think there's there's different categories. But there's people with visual, people for written instruction. There's other categories, yeah.
When I'm picture reading, the picture tells me a story.
Yeah, well.
Imagination.
As men, we are visual. We have, I don't know if you use this, but just look at porn that's made by men. It's a visual thing, yeah. Look at porn that's made by women, and it's more an emotional business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
True that.
more cognitive when it's women, like.
Negative when it's men.
Nah, it's just very visual.
Yeah.
It's very what you want to see. Whereas if you looked at a women perceiver or producer, it's more cognitive and emotional stuff, right? And look is involved.
Yeah.
Kind of digressing, like, but it's just going to show that men and women think differently, and we all think differently as well. We all take in information differently. Yeah, exactly. Like, I would come in jail before TVs, so I had to get into a boot. So then,
Show your age now, mate.
I know, yeah. But yeah, in 90s, before TVs come out in 2001, I had to get into a boot. So then that just continued.
What I'm doing now is helping me with my recovery. That's all I can say. And I know that I've got mates like Condi. I don't really know you, Penguin, do I? You knew, but
Yeah.
I'm approachable just the same.
We're all the same boat,
You can
man.
always come and chat to me, back her up at this, what do
Yeah.
you think, or...
I'm going through my detox now, right? So I wouldn't say I am the most approachable guy. Normally I am,
Yeah.
when I am myself.
You can tell that you do
But-
detox it.
Because it's going on so slowly, because I'm coming down 1 mil at a time, it is taking out of me. It's like, say you've got a baseline that's normal, I'm running just underneath that line because I'm on such a low dose, and it's like, every time I drop a mil, I'm okay for 3 days, and then for a week, I'm running low. And then I'll peak up, and then I say, right, drop me another mil.
A mil's a lot, though, isn't it?
It is when you're down to 3,
Down
when
to
I'm
low
down to
amount.
3 mil. So I know that when I'm off it, it's all be worth it, because when I've been done 5 week clean, I know I'll be back above baseline, and then, I am definitely more approachable then. I'm a bit more positive. I admit, I can be negative, and I'm in a negative environment, so like attracts like, try to be positive. But
And I'm about 4.5 years clean off Class A's and about 4 years clean off methadone. You went round. I've worn that t-shirt. It weighed so heavy on my back that it'll never be put back up.
thing is, I've done this countless times. I've lost count how many times I've come to jail, got clean, got out with all the best intentions, said all these things that, do you know what, the amount of pain I've caused people, caused myself, caused others, I can't do it again.
What are you getting out to, though?
Well,
what I mean?
yeah, but what I'm saying is, you forget it. You easily, just once you're out of them gates, you forget all what you've done, all the misery you've caused. You forget it because you feel yourself.
Yeah.
You think, oh, but this time, nah, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. And even if you just tweak it a little bit, you just change a little thing, like change that friend for this friend, and this friend doesn't take drugs, yeah. You still fool yourself into thinking you're changing a tiny little thing, but it doesn't.
Even with vaping, like, this is a belter for me. My dad knows that in jail you can't smoke, and with vaping. But the first thing on my dad's mind when I get released is he wants to have a pint with his son. Go and have a pint with my dad. He's coming outside chatting to me, and he's having a roll up, and he'll go, what? You know, so kind of like stand there and fit in with the combo or whatever, and go on then, Dad, I'll have one. And then they're back smoking, do you know what I mean? So I've said to my dad a few times on phone, well, be offering me no roll-ups when I get out. And it's not happening. You're having a fight, go out and go, you know, putting them things in place, little things.
We only need the slightest suggestion, right, for a reason to go and use or change.
Yeah, of course.
To change things.
If you want drugs, you'll find them. Doesn't matter where you move.
Of course.
You know, it doesn't matter.
But it'll help with the environment you're in, the people you're around, whether they're a good influence, a bad influence. Of course, you can find drugs wherever you are. You know, I'm pretty adept at doing that. I'm trying to get myself out of them situations. But as for where am I going, what area I'm going, definitely not going back to Bolton. Not going back to my own area. Got to be planning.
Alderman beat me.
That's pretty same thing as going back to Bolton, isn't it?
Cheeky get.
No, listen, I know what I got to do. I may be going residential rehab funding, which is what I'm applying for. If that's not, then it's going to be housing benefits rehab. And then if it's not that, it'll be recovery homes. But either one has got to be through some recovery process where I can get the help to set up life, a whole new social network of people, which is out of this vicious circle we're living in.
I've got a question. I just listened to you lot, which is Ming. You've talked about like the connection and being together. It reminds me of, I'm not in a jail environment, I'm in a recovery house, but it reminds me of that same family feel. We're all from all over.
Yeah.
And we just bond.
Yeah,
like
we all have that
family.
connection over.
Are you in recovery?
Yeah, I'm an addict.
Oh, right, the other guys.
Marcus is.
Yeah, right.
The other lads are 9 months today.
9 months.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, and I could get nothing over that.
Same thing like heroin and...
It would just cope for me. Cope and booze. Cope
But to the point where it was affecting your life in a negative way.
I would just going around sniffing in my car every night, icing myself usual, every night for about last 6 years, with every night.
all the blood.
Just because I couldn't block out, I was blocking out all the emotions.
Life game unmanageable.
Yeah, all that stuff.
So what did you do to get out of that?
In the end, I came into recovery down in Bangor,
Right.
a recovery house.
Right.
So I could work like 12 set program and stuff like that. But I guess what I'm going to ask you lot is, I don't know much about what you've got here now in this wing, but we make the recovery house work for us.
Yeah.
We have a schedule and all the rest, but it's what we put into it.
Yeah.
What you guys, how do you guys make this work in here?
Everything's controlled.
Right, well, basically we've not had this, right, so in most jails, in all jails I've been to, you've got a recovery wing, you know. Obviously it starts with yourself, right? So you're in jail, you're in a bad situation to begin with, right? So a lot of people will maintain on the methadone and nothing changes. But for me, this, I'm institutionalised, this has been going on for like say 30 years. So every time I come to jail with a bit of chunk of time to do, I think, right, something's got to change, I've got an opportunity here. Well, it was, I read it, only in a crisis, you can find opportunity. I think it's the Chinese character, he pictures on, that for crisis also means opportunity. So with that being said, the opportunity I've got is, right, get off my methadone and start again. So that's what I've done, right. So there was no recovery happening here. It was just you could
Got sort of dream.
Right, until they decided to open this wing up, right? So this is the recovery wing. Slowly but surely things are happening. Maybe in 12 months' time there'll be a lot more than there is now. But you guys have come in, just become a mentor. We're going to be getting more mentors. There's getting more structure in here. So that all this work. Yeah, there's a craft corner. We've got more groups going on like Nudge and other things. So
You have that cutting, don't we? But I don't think cutting the material is helping recovery. That's not doing anything. All that is doing is getting the prison money for the workshop. If we cut that material, there'd be no funding in there. So we are actually doing that to benefit us. But we get told something and we get sold something, and it's only recently just been happening.
yeah, more positively. I mean, this opened like 5 or 6 months ago, and yeah, it was like we were just getting sold. We're getting told this is going to happen, this is going to happen. It didn't seem to be happening, so we just thought I was getting lied to. Anyway, but it is slowly happening, and yeah, there is an aspect of working here. At first use more than that's all it were, but you don't have to just do work. There's a craft corner, there's this gym, there's groups going on now. When you ask someone like, oh, any regrets, and they say, oh, no regrets in what made me the person I am today. Right, well, someone asks me if I've got any regrets. I've got plenty of regrets, right? Because I'm not yet at that place where I can say no, because it wouldn't have made me the person I am today. The person I am today isn't going to be the person I am in 6 months' time, all going well. So I can't answer that question yet about not having regrets, because it'd make me the person I am today. I'm not quite happy with the person I am today. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. As for the recovery in here, and what would I like to see for it to work for us, more. Right, so they've been doing some NA meetings, but it's basically just one of the mentors doing a
speech.
His speech basically is time doing drugs, and it's just a story. It doesn't quite work in this prison environment unless you've got somebody coming from the outside to chair the meeting, and maybe a couple of people.
Right, so
yeah. So I was saying maybe some smart meetings where, like, the way I've done smart meetings is like, let's say there's 10 of us, someone sharing it, go around, have a check-in, whatever comes up, you write on the board, and then we go and talk about it. Yeah. Pretty much like this could be here now. Just ask some questions, have a sit chat. So yeah, I want to see some of that happening. Maybe we need some more classrooms in here, but like I say, it's all just started, and we're getting there. They're open to suggestions from us. So I've got a little book over there. You just, every time I come up with ideas, write it in, and then every couple of weeks take it to them and say, right, this is what we want to see. But we need more people like you, Marcus, and maybe other agencies outside, recovery agencies who've been through it, people who've been through it, not just professionals, to come in and suggest things for us. Because the majority of us ain't been through recovery. It might be our first times, or have accessed it, but only within prison. Not been through out there. Touched on recovery homes out there. I messed up, I was given a bit too much freedom. But I'm institutionalised, so when I had a bit of freedom, I went for a drink. I minimised it. It's not heroin, it's not crack, it's a drink, but it's not on, is it? So I kind of messed up there. But we need people to come in and tell us what kind of options are available as well. Like, there's people in here who I'm always suggesting to them when they're saying, oh, I'm out on license. I said, why don't you go to recovery homes? Oh, I don't know, it's not for me. So, you're going to an AP, why don't you? I'm not right there yet. So fake it till you feel it. You won't last if it's not for you, and then you'll go to an AP, but at least give it a go. But we need someone to come in and say, these are your options and this is what you do. I'm trying to apply for funding within Bolton. Bolton doesn't really have big recovery, and they're finding difficulty in even asking the right person. They're ringing probation. Probation are saying, oh, we don't know. Ringing the Achieve, which is the recovery in Bolton, Achieve. They're saying, oh, maybe try this person. So it's like we don't even know who to approach. So my recovery worker is asking, well, can we go from someone else? Do we have to go through Bolton? Because that's my area. I don't want to go back there, but some doors need opening regarding funding. And yeah,
if you're saying that you want the recovery so bad,
yeah,
and they know that for people, Bolton's up a red flag for you, they should be linking you in with another agency that's out of town.
Yeah.
And say, look, it's so fucking easy. What's this? Being in Bolton's a bad place for them to be. Let's meet up with me or Laura. See, like, with me, I'm on a... So if you put a lot of time and effort into helping me,
that's right.
And I go wrong, I kind of fall off. I feel so bad.
Yeah.
I feel so fucking, like, direct, a lot of time and effort into me. I, like, paid a lot of attention to me.
extra incentive in it for you to keep on the straight and narrow.
And me, if I have a wrong, I feel like I want to absolute for
We don't trust these.
No, the more people you've got helping you, the more likely you are to stay. That's right, because you don't want to let that down. Yeah, you don't want to let her down, you don't want to let him down, you don't want to let them down. And then all of a sudden it's like, right, you know.
How I see it is, if you want people to help you, they need to see that you're helping yourself. They're not going to put on you. You've got no follow you like. You've got to fucking show willing that you want to change. And that's what I did. I took this mask off. I've been wearing it for so long.
Asking we shall receive.
Yeah. And cons and screws, it's kind of like chalk and cheese, isn't it? You know what I mean? Total opposite things. So the stigma of cons not chatting to screws, it's changed. It's changed a bit since I first got my sentence.
I'm up Dan's house from Janine's house apparently.
There is some there that there's officers that are in the jobs genuinely help you. The ones that have got scuffs on the front of the boots, they're the ones that you don't want to chat to because they're just used to kicking the door in on you, shutting it. That's why your boots are damaged. But no, I think for people to help you, they need to see that you're helping yourself first and know that you're sure that you.
Well, they need the willing to help us, don't they?
Yeah, but I found that out with Heroine, you know, help me out with clobber, you know, things like that, and she's always made it easier for me to approach her.
The staff on that wing, right, so I got told that there was a, what do they call it, rotation soon, yeah? Don't know if it's already happened or not, but the staff that we have on our wing are staff that have asked specifically to
Stay
over
on.
here.
Would you need staying on?
No, I know it. But so the staff we're gonna get, or the staff we have got, are staff that I know Zara's one, she's in here now.
Yeah.
Janine's one, I think Tilly's one, but staff willing to work with recovery, but also getting some form of training that tells them what working recovery is. Because you might have an idea and think, oh, is this what it is? But you don't really have an idea.
Yeah, I think Zara would be great for that, you know.
But yeah, man, we do have a problem with trusting, and especially in this environment, we become very pessimistic. We get told something and we just think, well, it's a lie, it's a blessing, but it's probably not a lie, but you know, we don't trust easily.
It was a privilege to get to sit down with these three men. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. As a man in recovery myself, I could really relate to their stories. The drive and passion to really want recovery was inspiring to me. They left me wanting to do more work helping men in prison find recovery when the opportunities arise. To all three of you, I wish you the best of luck with your journeys. And please join us again on the next episode of the Recovery Hub podcast by Eternal Media. That's all from me for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time.